up. I'm working from home tomorrow because of the snowstorm that is currently just starting and already pounding us. So I get to be up a little bit later. It's game 4, and we have gotten fucked. A 6-run third for the Yankees. Meanwhile, Devi Garcia is keeping us shut out.
For a report on this club's outlook heading into Game 4, here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, the overarching sentiment from this team is that tonight is the night. Talking with the players earlier, the sense of excitement in them was palpable. I didn't get a lot of that cliche talk about not looking ahead or treating this game like any other. No, they were adamant that they are ready to sweep this World Series and celebrate.
Okay.
We'll see if that confidence leads them to the pinnacle of the sport later this evening.
And of course, it's raining.
Leading off for the Mets, the third baseman.
First delivery to him on the way.
David.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Stanton has a read on it. 1 out.
Now batting. The right fielder.
Come on, let's step it up a little bit here. We got to wake up the offense here. Devi Garcia can't be shutting us out.
Pitch of the at-bat. And right into the shift.
Gotta get us
Foul for the first strike.
Get under a little bit, elevate, and drive it out.
Lined hard toward right
Kind of
center.
like that, but that's going to be caught.
And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Up next for the Mets, the first
Next will
baseman.
be the cleanup hitter, Pete Alonso. He was drilled by a pitch his last time up.
Come on, Big Meat Pete.
Lifted in the air out towards left
Wow.
center.
95 down the
Hicks
middle.
is under it.
99 power swing. Good timing.
He makes the play, and that'll end the inning.
Ain't shit to show for it. Steve Matz is on the mound.
Striding into the
Leading off
box.
for the Yankees.
Porcello did start
The
it.
first baseman.
Not a good outing. Porcello.
Boy.
Steve Matz has already pitched 2 2/3. I'll have him pitch this
Ready
inning.
with the first
I'm gonna go
pitch.
to the
Here
pen.
it comes. And he got him out in front that time.
0-1's the
Strike
count.
1.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered.
Oh my.
And this ball's pretty well struck high and deep to left field. And it's gone as they add still another.
Hey, listen, there's an old adage in baseball that
All right,
solo
Steve
home
Matz,
runs
give up
won't
another hit
kill
and I'm pulling you.
This is one of the top.
The right fielder, number 99.
A solo home
Aaron.
run.
That one goes a wall scraper in a little park.
He's in for the 3rd time as he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1.
The world's latest alarm.
Oh, close, but it's 1-1. Lifetime numbers against Steven Matz. He's gone 2 for 8. And it's a ball
count
and 2
is 1
strikes
and
now
2.
to Aaron Judge.
Not much you're going to do with that pitch right there. You have to catch it out front before
Nice.
it even breaks, and even if you do that, it's a tough pitch to keep fair.
So it's a backwards K on the changeup that
Now
time.
batting.
Aaron Judge.
The shortstop.
Becomes the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Torres.
And that'll
Good
bring
bounce
up
back
Gleyber
strikeout.
Torres. As the sinker to the zone for strike.
Well, I got an idea. Hold on. I want to take a look at this this here box score. So Porcello pitched 2 1/3. He gave up 4 hits, 6 runs. There's no way of telling though if like Matz didn't give up inherited runs. It looks like.
The count.
I'm guessing not, 'cause he only gave up 2 hits, and one of them was just that home run just now. So.
On, he takes something off there.
No
and
ball,
had him
2
way
strikes.
out in front for strike 2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The 0-2 once more. He is swung on and missed, strike 3.
This tells me a lot about this guy. He's done a real nice job bouncing back from that home run.
Now batting,
to strike out the
catcher,
next two guys. Sometimes you're going to get taken
0-1.
deep, but it's all about how you respond that really matters.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game.
Yeah, I get the feeling
square
down
up
7-0.
just a
I'm not
heavy
expecting
sinker
to probably come
with
back into
good
this game.
downward action.
Oh.
Throw in time, and the side is retired.
Which I'm not complaining. Like, I'll still win the series. It's fine.
Standing in, Dominic Smith
Leading off for the
bounced
Mets.
out and
Hopefully we just don't
flown
get shut out. Like,
First
let's make it
plate
close at
appearance.
least. If I lose by
It
one,
doesn't
fine.
look very
Man.
promising so far in this one.
There we go. There
There's
goes
a
the
swing
shutout.
and a drive, and everybody's just going to sit
Keeps it
back
fair.
and
Dom Smith
watch
getting us on the
that one
board.
fly a no doubt home run.
Yeah, they have everything to lose in this game, but it's obvious they have zero quit. They're going to battle until the last out, and with that homer, they're that much closer to pulling the series.
24, second base.
Robinson Cano will grab a bat next.
Cano.
He'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. 0 for 2 for him to this point. The windup and the 0-1. To right field.
Dom Smith and Robbie Cano, a revitalized, re-energized Robbie Cano in Yankee Stadium.
Back-to-back home run.
Back to back. Don't let the Mets offense
Ball's
make noise.
jumping in this one. That's the 4th to leave the yard so far.
Matty V, this is kind of a mini home run derby, D-Roll.
The
Ball
left fielder.
flying out of the today.
Just great approaches by both lineups
Just
today.
hit it.
We were around the cage during batting practice. Both were super confident, and it's coming to fruition today.
Urshela is under got it for the first down.
Up next for the Mets.
Stepping into the box,
The catcher.
Robinson Chirinos.
Robinson
He's 1 for 2 in this one. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner. But this will be foul. Swung on and driven out to right center field. A ball that's well hit.
Close.
Judge is back to the warning track. He's able to put it away for
Now
the
batting.
second out.
Shortstop. Andres.
At the plate,
Jimenez.
Andres Jimenez.
Only 2 hits
Ready
in the
with the
series, but
first
they're both
pitch. Here
dingers
it
in Game
comes.
3. That's a hanger.
And
Make it 3 hits in the series and 3
right
dingers.
to right. There it goes.
Andres Jimenez deep into the New York
And outta
night.
here. And I mean by
423. That was not a power
ball
swing.
was crushed.
That was just a hanger. Still sticking with Devi. Wow. 3 home runs in the inning. It's late in
Center
the outing.
fielder,
7th
number
inning.
9.
Here's the former first-round
Brandon
draft choice, Brandon
Nimmo.
Nimmo. As he lifts it in the air to right field. Judge will wait on it.
There is not
As he
motion at my
puts
front
this
door.
one
It's
away,
just
the
that's how
side is
hard it's
retired.
snowing.
So
Ladies
they
and
get
gentlemen,
3 runs
it's
here,
time
all
for the
coming via
traditional
solo home run.
7th inning.
Oh, I wonder. Hold on. I got an audio message from my friend on Instagram earlier. I want to see if I can screen record it.
Last
Leading off
half of the
for the
7th
Yankees.
here. That'll bring in the
The
switch
center
hitter,
fielder,
Aaron
Miguel
Hicks.
Castro.
Aaron.
Miguel Castro gets the call
Hicks.
from the pen to take over
Ladies
on
and
the
gentlemen,
mound and start the
you're at
home
0-1
seven.
the count.
No balls and a
Now
strike
pitching
to
for
count.
the Mets. Number 50,
And he falls
Miguel.
behind 0-2.
Castro.
My God, there's no motion at my front
Nothing
door. It's
in
just the
2
snow
count
and plows
and
going
the
by.
pitch. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first
Oh.
is in
Kind
time
of a close
for the
play. Don't
first
take your
down.
sweet time throwing it, buddy.
Now batting.
That'll bring
Number
in Giovanni
29.
Urshela. No hits in 3 tries so
0-1.
far. He struck out once. Comes set and the 0-1. Lost in the air out toward right center. Nimmo will range to his left and put it away. 2 down.
Well, this is good for Castro. He's going to get his
Now
450
batting.
ERA down to
Designated
38 and
hitter.
dropping.
Where we left
He
off,
gets this out.
Clint Frazier.
Frazier.
He'll try to follow up the double in his last
Yep.
at bat
He's
with another
out.
big hit right here.
Nice 1, 2, 3 Miguel. And near the Plows backup line outside.
All set for the start of the inning.
Leading
And
off
into
for the
bat
Mets.
next
Still
will be
sticking
JD
with Davy
Davis.
for the 8th.
First
JD.
offering on its way.
Wow.
And there's a base hit on the line. So it's a leadoff.
You can only keep
base
JD
hit to
Davis
open their
hitless
half
for
of
so
the
long.
8th.
You got Chapman, you got Britton,
Hey,
you
this
got
guy's having a big series in
Jonathan
the
Holder. I
postseason.
can't think of the actual good guy in their bullpen. Chad
The
Green.
moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down. He looks terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Postseason monster right here, having a huge series. Any big leaguer can have their...
Conforto
And a drive sent out toward the gap. Hicks going
with a
back.
2-run shot, and we're in
See
this
ya
game.
Later, over the wall, a home run.
And now we're only down 2.
That's dinger number 6 on the day between these two lineups. I feel like I'm
Your
watching
attention,
home run
please.
derby here, guys.
Now pitching for the
Yeah,
game.
hey, Matty V, this big ball.
53.
There's that short porch in
Zach.
right field, D-Row. But you can hit the
Griffin.
ball out of just about any part of this ballpark.
Yeah, this place plays sneaky small. I know it's got big gaps, but right field is so juicy. As
You know
a
what this means? If
right-handed
David
hitter, you
Peterson's
don't
not
feel like
rested
you
up
have
for
to
Game
cheat.
5 entirely.
Not surprised by what we saw today.
Because I had him
And
pitch
it's fouled
3
away.
innings last night in Game 3.
5 runs, 8
DeGrom
hits,
for Game
and
5.
No errors on the Mets line score so far. Fouled away.
Wasn't paying attention. With this offense, 2 runs ain't nothing. You got to be nervous if you're in that other New York
0-2.
dugout.
Still no balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, having AB right here, I know it's frustrating the heck out of the pitcher. You keep fouling these pitches off, maybe one misses over the heart of the plate.
Swing, and this is also hit well. Out to deep
Conforto and
center.
Alonso back-to-back. It's a 1-run
And
game.
This one's gone. And they're within 1 after back-to-back homers. Well, if you're just joining us, that's the 7th home run hit so far.
Are the
in
Yankees
this
going to blow a
game. Really
7-0
unbelievable
lead in the
stuff.
World Series?
Yeah, Dan, this doesn't make sense.
Now
It's
batting.
absolutely freezing
Designated
outside.
hitter.
The last place you want to be
Dominic.
is in a batter's box, and
Man.
this offensive team is driving
Just
the ball
missed that
down
one.
the yard.
This is what's crazy about the game of baseball, D-Row. You would think under these conditions it would be all in favor of the pitchers. That has been anything but the case so far in this one.
Now batting. The second
Digging
baseman.
in once again,
Robinson.
Cano.
Imagine if Cano tied it.
Homer in his previous trip.
And that last at-bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So
Not
you might
bad
wanna
against
move
lefties,
that
to be
ball
honest.
up and down and in and out, and try not to throw it right down the
Damn.
middle of the plate.
Lifted in the air out to center field.
Gotta pull that ball,
Hicks
Robbie.
is under it. And that's the second out of the inning.
Oh, that's only the second out of the inning. Shit, I thought that was the third.
Now batting. Left fielder.
Digging in,
Yoenis
Yoenis Cespedes.
Cespedes.
He was retired after dropping out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, I don't mind him trying to drive the ball in the air, but he can't collapse the backside, and that's exactly what he did in his last at-bat. Look for him to stay a little taller and keep that upper half a little bit more over him.
Lined into left center. That gets down, and the inning continues.
That's Yo, keeping the inning alive.
Up next for the Mets.
So it's a runner at third with 2 men out,
Robinson.
and that'll bring up the catcher,
Chirinos.
Robinson Chirinos. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Damn.
Short, hit hard. Torres scoops it up. Throw over to LeMahieu at second.
All right, they're still up by 1.
Dig-
LeMahieu 0 for 2. He has not gotten a hit
For the
in so
Yankees.
long.
For 2 from him so
The
far
second
in this
baseman.
one.
J.
Trying
LeMahieu.
to pitch out
Go
of
to
the
J.
bullpen
Lo.
in the
Attention,
bottom
please.
half of the 8th.
Now pitching
Just
for the
able to
Mets.
get a piece of that for
Number
strike 1.
38.
Wilson
Selman
is
and
among
Casey's
a
tied.
dying breed. Those
Really
lefty
tied.
specialists whose roles are changing.
Either have
with
to hit
the
the
rules
Chad
around
Green or
reliever
Aroldis Chapman, and
usage.
neither one of them are fun to hit.
1-1.
I'd rather
Swung
pitch
on
Chad
and
Green.
missed.
He's better
That's
than
1-2.
Chapman, but he's easier to hit than Chapman. If that makes sense.
Broken bat as this ball's hit on the ground. Throw on to first in time, 1 away.
DJ LeMahieu hitless in Game 2,
Now
in Game
batting.
3, and in Game 4. Giancarlo was only 1 for 3, but he did have a grand slam.
Digging
Left
into the
fielder.
batter's box next to be
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo Stanton. He struck out
That's
swinging
one.
in his last trip to the plate. 0-1 the count. Grounder hit
Feels like a
hard
long
down
time
the first
ago, I'm sure.
baseline. But this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
The first baseman.
He's in
Oh,
for 2
one's the
away
count.
now as he looks at a called strike 1.
Boy.
Good deception on the
0-2.
slider there as he's way out in front. Wilson is a guy known for And
Struck
we'll
out
have
Voit.
to
All
leave
right.
it there as this
Will the
is
Luke
strike
Voit solo
3,
wall
and
scraper
that
shot be the difference?
Ladies
Chad
and gentlemen,
Green comes
your
on from the
attention,
pen,
please.
hoping to finish this
9-1
one
and
off
2
here in
due
the
up.
top of the ninth.
Number 57.
New inning
Yeah.
set to get underway. And that'll
Green.
bring Andres Jimenez into bat.
Going back to that
Andres
last at bat, that's not
Jimenez!
an easy thing to
First
do.
pitch!
To pull a breaking
Deep
ball
into the
on
New York
inside
night
part of
again.
the plate and keep it fair for a home run.
4:43
This
to
guy's
tie
got
it
some
up.
pretty good bat
Andres
control.
Jimenez might be the World Series MVP. He's only
Solo
got
shot
4
to
hits.
right center.
They're all
Just
home
like
runs.
that, this ball game is all tied.
But none bigger than that. Off their closer in the 9th inning, down 1. To complete the comeback from down 7-0
The center field
to tie 7-7.
So here's Brandon Nimmo. Bounces to right into the loaded up infield. Torres has it. Throw on
He's
to
out.
first. So a good comeback there as he gets the first out of the inning.
So now I feel like I've got to do
The
this
bat.
section. I'm gonna sit down
J.D.
and
Davis, the next
warm
at
up the
bat.
chances
One
and
run
warm up
in
Edwin
and
Diaz in
one
case
gone
it becomes a
so
save
far this inning.
situation.
Pitch coming
Now you
here
got the
late,
2,
so
3, and
step
4
out
due up
and
with
ask
base
for
empty,
time.
1 out. Well, 2, 3, and then 4 if Davis or Ford don't get a hit.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This is hit high in the
Aaron
air out
Boone
toward
rode
left
Davy
center.
Garcia
Stanton
all
has
the way
a
through
read
to
on
the
it.
8th inning.
He's
He
got
gave
it,
up
and
3 in the
there are
7th,
two
still
down
capped him
now.
out for the 8th, and he gave up 3 in the 8th. I'm sorry, he gave up 2 in the 8th.
Now batting.
At the plate,
The
Michael
right fielder.
Conforto. He comes
Mike
into
The
this
big one to this
appearance in
guy.
the midst of a
The
1-for-4
MVP all
day.
year.
And hey, it was a breaking ball to boot. This guy's a pretty good off-speed hitter.
Michael
Oh,
Conforto
look at this.
with
High
2 outs
the
in the
air
9th.
deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken
Silencing
the lead. Home
every
run.
single Yankees fan in New York and lighting up every
A solo
single
shot
Mets
here
fan
to
in New York.
straightaway right field as they grab an 8-7 lead.
To complete and take over from down 7-0 to up 8-7, 2 outs in the 9th.
Your
Aroldis
attention,
Chapman
please.
takes over now
Now
with 2 gone
for
here
the
in the
Yankees.
top of inning number 9.
Number 54. Aroldis Chapman.
So here's Pete Alonso, and he fouls this one off.
Jeez, you don't
So
hear
far,
balls get
2
fouled
for
back
3
that
in this
loud.
one. 0-1 count, and the pitch fouled off. And it's
Yeah, I
fouled
can't do
away.
anything with that pitch in that location. Almost can never do anything with any pitch in that location.
A swing and a high drive to right
Boy,
center
would that been
field.
nice.
Judge
Oh, it is.
looks up,
Conforto and Alonso back to back
out of here. Back to back.
to make it a 2-run lead and increase the improbability of them coming back. Fuck Aroldis Chapman, that scumbag. Got his
Now
ERA in
batting,
the postseason up
The
over 10.
designated hitter.
Even if he gets this out, he'll probably drop back down under 10
Smith.
instead.
At the plate now, Dominic Smith swings and hits it
Jeez,
foul
if I sat
off
back
to the
on
right
that
and
one,
out
I'm
of
thinking we're
play.
going 3 in a row.
It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
It is, I'd say silent almost, but
Line
with
toward
how
the
close
gap
the
in
Yankee
left
Stadium and City
center.
Field are, there's plenty of Mets
Stanton
fans
is
here. I'm
there,
sure.
and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So does that? And that'll bring up Aaron Judge. He'll be the first to
Leading
bat
off
here in the
for
inning.
the
His
Yankees.
guys have some
The right
ninth inning
fielder.
magic if they're going to
Aaron
force a game 5.
Judge.
Edwin Diaz enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the first pitch.
Aaron Judge, who's 0 for 3 in this game, and is not.
That's
I
the
mean, he's had a
exact
pretty good
spot to
postseason.
lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
Behind 0-2 now. And he'll strike out here yet again. As it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4
Hang the
strikeouts.
sombrero on Aaron Judge. Gleyber Torres
The
has
bat.
had a great
Plate,
postseason.
Not
Got
shortstop.
a hit in 3 at-bats to
Gleyber.
this point. And this
Go.
looks
Oh!
third base bag. That's through for a base hit, his second of the ball game.
They have
And
life.
Won't get an out for this as he's able to reach on a play that you
Although it's the bottom of the order.
Up
just
next,
don't
Higashioka.
see very often.
The catcher, Kyle
Standing in now, Kyle
Higashioka.
as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. The 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to break the ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Batter
Oh,
boy
and he
Ed Wynn.
can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the
And
second.
then there's Aaron Hicks.
Now
That's
batting.
great postseason
The
action
center
from
fielder.
Aaron Hicks.
And their
Aaron.
season hangs in the balance here
Hicks.
as they're down to their final out. Fouled away.
Ball.
And he watches one dip low and inside for
Let's
a
go
ball.
two-seamer.
1-1.
Yep.
Torres, the runner at first with 2 gone. Good pitch as this is swung on
1
and
ball,
missed.
2
And
strikes
now
to
they're
count.
down to perhaps their final strike of the evening.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
God, I'm giving you a fastball. 4-seam fastball up and in. I'm telling you where it's going.
Last chance for the Yankees.
3.
Struck him out, and it's over. They are World Series champions.
Wow, World Series champions. The only thing that could have made this sweeter would have been doing it in front of the home crowd. But hey, they're not complaining, believe me. Now they can look forward to celebrating during the parade as they bring the World Series trophy home. What a moment for this team, this organization, and that city.
Back now on the show. More reactions now to this series-clinching victory.
I have no idea who that guy is because it's not Carlos Beltran. Boy, howdy, what a World Series win that was. 3 runs in the 7th, in the 8th, and in the 9th. 3 straight 3-run innings. So, World Series, New York Mets. Finishing with a record of 122-40, first in the NL East. A little bit of like nothing crazy on the green line here. I mean, it's all just winning, solid streaks every now and again, but a little bit of a skid there between games 120 and 140. We did put up 107 runs in the postseason. It took that last game to do it. We put up 9 in that last game, so we had 98 going into that last game there. Ended up getting 5th on the ranking wheel. I believe this is the 9th ranked team initially. We got to 5th. First in contact, 9th in power, 5th in pitching, but 30th in defense and 28th in speed. Team numbers look pretty good. Average 354, slugging 908 for the postseason. In ERA 1.09. Only 14 division losses all year. Damn. What's not surprising necessarily, I mean a little surprising, the fact that the Marlins still had 100+ losses. They've kind of developed a little bit well now at this point. But the Nationals having an even worse record than them is surprising as all hell to me. The Nationals at 56-106. Second worst record in the NL. And in all of baseball. Player boosts. Pete Alonso, David Peterson on the call-up. Ahmed Rosario on the call-up. Michael Conforto, Dominic Smith. So 5 5-player boost there. Stats, postseason pitchers. Robert Gesellman pitched an inning in 1 appearance. Walked nobody, struck out 2. That's all he got. ERA and whip both 0. Jeurys Familia pitched an inning in 1 appearance. Walked nobody, struck out 1. And that's all he got. ERA and whip both 0. Trevor May only pitched an inning and a third. Walked nobody, struck out 3. This is across 2 appearances. Recorded 2 holds at least. And that's it. ERA and whip both 0. Justin Wilson out of the bullpen recording a win. Pitched 2 innings across 2 appearances. Walked nobody, struck out 4. And that's it. ERA and whip both 0. Edwin Diaz recording 2 saves. Pitched 2 innings across 2 appearances. Walked nobody, struck out 6. Gave up 1 hit. So he gave up a single. That little single right there up the line in game 4. But all 6 of his outs recorded were strikeouts. ERA 0, whip 0.50. Miguel Castro pitched 3 innings out of the bullpen across 3 appearances. Walked nobody, struck out 5. Gave up 2 hits, a run on a home run. ERA 3, whip 0.67. Dellin Betances pitched 3 innings out of the bullpen across 3 appearances. He walked nobody, struck out 7. He recorded a hold, and that's it. ERA and whip both 0. Rick Porcello pitched 4 1/3 innings between 1 start and 1 bullpen appearance. Walked 2, struck out 7. So yeah, 2 appearances, 1 start. It recorded a hold, but he gave up 5 hits and 6 runs on a home run, a grand slam, to Stanton for an ERA of 12.46 and a whip of 1.62. Steven Matz out of the bullpen got a win. Pitched 6 2/3 innings across 3 appearances. Walked nobody, struck out 13. Gave up 5 hits, 1 run on a home run to Luke Voigt, 1.35 ERA and a 0.75 whip. David Peterson pitched twice. Once out of the bullpen, 1 start, so he recorded a win and a save. Pitched 9 innings altogether. Walked 2, struck out 13. Had a quality start. Gave up 1 hit in all 9 of those innings, no runs. So an ERA of 0 and a whip of 0.33. Seth Lugo had 3 starts. In his 3 starts, he went 2-0, pitched 18 2/3 innings. He walked 2, he struck out 32. 2 of his starts were quality starts. 14 hits allowed, 3 runs, 2 home runs. 1.45 ERA, 0.86 whip. Marcus Stroman was surprisingly amazing. Kind of a little bit on the lower. He's been on the lower half of my rotation all year. Kind of a return to form here, at least for the postseason. In his 3 starts, he went 3-0. He pitched 20 innings. He walked 2, struck out 28. All 3 of his starts were quality starts. He gave up 8 hits only and only 1 run on a home run. So an ERA of 0.45 and a whip of 0.50. And we're talking about the God himself. This is the best pitcher in baseball, in my mind, today. Jacob deGrom, in his 3 starts, went 3-0. 27 innings pitched, walked nobody, struck out 48. In only 27 innings. All 3 of his starts were quality starts. All 3 of his starts were complete games, 2 of which were shutouts. He gave up 9 hits across 3 full games, 1 run across 3 full games, and it wasn't even an earned run. So Jacob deGrom, in 3 straight complete games, 0 earned runs allowed. 1 hit. 1 hit? Sorry, no. 9 hits. But for a .33 whip. Unbelievable. And just for the sake of it, too, while we're here, he put up a 1.7 pitching WAR, which is unheard of. He also recorded 4 hits, drove in an RBI, so did Seth Lugo, and he scored 2 runs. Stroman scored a run, and Peterson scored a run. So yeah, that's cool. Position players. Todd Frazier. Everybody got an at-bat. This is actually surprising. Usually this doesn't happen. Todd Frazier had 2 at-bats, but he didn't do anything. Jeff McNeil had 9 at-bats, 4 hits in those 9 at-bats for a .444 average, JZ clock. And didn't do anything offensive, like didn't home run, didn't RBI, but he did score a run. Ahmed Rosario had 9 at-bats. In his 9 at-bats, he had 3 hits for a .333 average. 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Sluggings for the guys here. And then Wilson Ramos also had 9 at-bats. He had 2 hits, both of which were home runs. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, .222 average. But it's a nice OPS. Yoenis Cespedes had 24 at-bats. In those 24 at-bats, he had 7 hits for a .292 average. Pretty ice cold until the World Series. Then he put up 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored in the World Series. Good for a 1.042 OPS still. Robinson Chirinos had 30 at-bats. 9 hits for a 300 average, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, 8 runs scored. OPS above 1. Brandon Nimmo had 40 at-bats. In this 40, he had 15 hits for a 375 average, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, 11 runs scored. OPS of 1.319. Andres Gimenez, who had to be the biggest shocker for me in the postseason, in his 38 at-bats, had 11 hits for a 289 average. Pretty good. 6 home runs, 8 RBIs, 8 runs scored. That's the big shocker for me. OPS of 1.123. Another big shocker in the postseason for me was Robinson Cano. In his 42 at-bats, he had 13 hits for a 310 average, 6 home runs, 10 RBIs, 10 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, and a 1.087 OPS. Tom Smith did his thing, kind of just there, but, a great just there in his 51 at-bats. He had 20 hits for a 392 average, 8 home runs, 8 RBIs, 13 runs scored, on a 1.314 OPS. J.D. Davis, who carried the freight during the start of the postseason, and might be in the running for some MVPs here, maybe. 53 at-bats, tops on the team. 21 hits for a 396 average, also tops on the team. Hits-wise, at least. 10 home runs, 15 RBIs, 15 runs scored. Good for an OPS of 1.415. Michael Conforto, the regular season MVP for sure. 49 at-bats, 19 hits for a 388 average, 11 home runs, 18 RBIs, 15 runs scored, OPS of 1.589. And then if it's not J.D. Davis, your MVP, and Conforto I think is World Series MVP, but the only guy that's going to give either one a run for their money for MVPs is Pete Alonso. In one less game for that matter, in only 44 at-bats, he still had 19 hits for a 432 average, 13 home runs, 17 RBIs, 14 runs scored, an OPS of 1.797. So we know we just barely, but still did, crack the 100 runs scored mark. The question now becomes, how do we do in the home run department? Did we get the low bar is 50, the actual goal is 60, the high bar is 70. Anything higher than that is pretty damn nice. We got 1 for Ahmed Rosario, 2 for Wilson Ramos, 3 for Yoenis Cespedes, 10 between Chirinos and Nimmo, 12 between Jimenez and Cano, 8 for Dom Smith, 10 for J.D. Davis, 11 for Michael Conforto, and 13 for Pete Alonso to put us right at that high bar of 70. So not a bad, a good postseason run for sure. A great postseason run. Nothing crazy. This is crazy, don't get me wrong, but by my beginner standards, nothing crazy. 70 is the high bar, but it is a bar nonetheless. So 70 on the money. Something just popped up on my phone that I was going to look at, and I can't remember what it was. Here it is. Okay. So up next, we're going to look at the regular season stats, starting with the pitchers. Robert Gesellman, only 26, feels like he's been around forever. I like his hair in that picture. B potential, 69 overall. So he's got B potential, but a low overall. Great velo though, incredible velo. At 69 overall, he'll probably at 26 would be he could get up to a silver, 75, but keyword is could, and if he does, he's absolutely going to top out at that. Not a bad year for Gesellman. 42 appearances out of the pen. He went 2-1 with 2 blown saves, 6 holds, 56 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 48. 3.65 ERA, not bad, but a 1.14 WHIP is a little on that too high side, but worth a .2 WAR. He also got a hit at one point. He's got 1 more year of arbitration, friendly deal. He's unhappy though. Doesn't like his money, doesn't like the coaching, and doesn't like that we're across the country from California. Jerry's Familia, 30 years old, C potential, 75 overall. He's silver. A little bit of progression here, but I'm not expecting him to go any higher ever than this now. Great year for Familia though. A former closer for the Mets, a former incredible closer for the Mets at that. You look here, 43 saves, 51 saves, a sub-2 ERA, 2.5 ERA. Familia used to be great. Kind of fell off after that 2016 year. 2017 was not good for him. Small sample size-ish. 2018, he kind of bounced back a little bit here. For 2019, just cataclysmic failure. but great bounce back. Could be in line for comeback player of the year. 37 appearances, 4 wins, 9 holds, 40 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 47, a 1.79 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. Beautiful numbers. .9 WAR. Worth the money in his contract, I would say, and we got him for 1 more year. He's ecstatic, so are we. Trevor May. I don't know what his numbers were when we traded for him from Minnesota. I know they weren't bad. I think they were like a little bit above 3 for the ERA. I only made this move because he is on the Mets now. Like, the Mets actually did pick up Trevor May recently, like within the last couple of weeks. So kind of a peek into the future. Great year for Trevor May between here and Minnesota. 47 appearances, 3 wins, loss, 23 saves, 2 blown saves, 10 holds, 43 and 2/3 innings pitched, 58 strikeouts, a 3.09 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP. Fine numbers right there. .8 WAR. I also heard he's one of the best streamers in the league when it comes to like video games, so that's cool. Turn this ornament around that I hung up on my tree. There we go. There it is. I'm gonna put this bell right here. Sorry, I'm sitting right under my tree, and I always keep this bell next to me. It's one of my OCD things. Although I think this is the wrong side of the tree this year. I think we put it up sideways, but it just doesn't matter. So yeah, Trevor May is going to be a free agent. Hopefully we can get him back if you're a Mets fan. He had a good outing with us here. Worth the money in his contract. He's satisfied, although he hates his contract and he hates his money in the coaching. So that's cool. He will, with 30 years old, be potential at 82. He's gold. I don't know if he'll go diamond though. There's a chance. Like if he gets his morale higher, he will, for sure. Justin Wilson, interesting one here. Wilson, 32 years old, C potential, 77 overall. He's silver, and he progressed. Not a good year necessarily. Not a bad year, but not a great year. Not a good year. Interesting. 33 appearances, 2 and 1 with 3 blown saves, 11 holds. 30 and 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 44. The 4.15 ERA is a little, but the 1.02 WHIP is like, ooh, nice. So it's interesting. .6 WAR. So he wasn't giving up a lot of hits or walks, but when he did, they would drive in runs. $5 million contract. Yeah, he's worth that money for sure. He's a free agent. He's probably going to walk. He's happy, so are we. Cool. Edwin Diaz. No, this is comeback player of the year right here. Edwin Diaz. 26 years old, A potential, 83 overall. He's gold. I'm surprised he didn't go diamond. He will go diamond for sure. Great velo, great break, great clutch, great control. Well, not great, but good control. Top tier Ks per 9. Just needs to work on the walks and home runs per 9, but those both progressed pretty handsomely. Both of them going from 59 to 64 and from 49 to 58. So, yeah, an incredible year for Edwin Diaz. I'd say he's probably comeback player of the year because he had a terrible 2019. Came up in Seattle and had a pretty damn good 2016. Had an okay 2017. Had an incredible 2018. And then just shit himself in 2019. 2020, though, 50 appearances, 2 wins, 2 losses, 36 saves. Man, he had 57 in 2018. That's wild. 4 blown saves, a hold, 46 in the 3rd innings pitched. He struck out 67. 1.36 ERA, 1.01 WHIP. Great numbers. 1.6 WAR. Worth the money in his contract. And we have him for 1 more year of arbitration. He's happy. So are we. Miguel Castro, 25 years old, B potential. Kind of looks like Jackie Bradley Jr. in that picture a little bit. A mix between JBJ and Eric Thames. Great, incredible velo and break. Solid Ks per 9, but the rest is just not really there. 25 with B potential. He can get to silver for sure, though. He had a great year, though. 37 appearances. He went 7-3. 1 blown save, 5 holds. 40 and a 3rd innings pitched. Struck out 57. A 2.45 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP. 0.7 WAR. Worth every penny on only $1 million contract. 1 more year of arbitration. So I'm very satisfied with his production compared to his pay rate. He's happy. So am I. Just he wishes he was making more, but whatever. Dylan Betances, another one who could be in line for comeback player of the year. 32 years old, C potential, 80 overall, so he's still gold. He did progress, but I don't think he'll progress more with only C potential now. But still incredible velo, incredible break, great clutch, solid home runs per 9, great hits per 9, good Ks per 9. It's the walks per 9 that's the lowest, with his control being a little low as well. Actually, maybe not in line for comeback player of the year, but still just pretty damn good. 42 appearances, 2 and 1 with 3 saves, 13 holds, 47 innings pitched. He struck out 61. Just not really that much when you compare it to the fact that he had 5 straight years, sorry, of triple-digit strikeouts out of the pen. 3.26 ERA and 1.02 WHIP. He has a World Series ring now, which is awesome for him. I like him. I like his stuff. .6 WAR. Worth every penny in that contract. He's ecstatic. So am I. Love that for him. Rick Porcello maybe also could be a comeback player of the year to an extent. I don't think he had a solid bounce back compared to 2019, where he was legitimately, by statistically speaking, at least ERA-wise, the worst starting pitcher in baseball. At 31 years old, Ricky Raindrops, former Red Sox, love Rick Porcello. It looks like that picture of him in a Mets jersey is in Fenway Park, though. That's weird. Love Rick Porcello, former Cy Young winner, 2 World Series rings now, 31 years old, C potential is 80 overall, so he's gold. His overall went up, he progressed. He's not going to progress much more from here. Things are just kind of sitting in a not that bad, but not that good spot. But like I said, a solid bounce back year. Nothing to write home about, but just a great bounce back year compared to 2019 at least. Damn near cut his ERA in half. Or no, he didn't. But 34 starts, he went 18-8. I think his second best win-loss next to his Cy Young year. 211 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 213, which is a career high. 1,720 strikeouts now. 3.96 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP. 17 quality starts, 1 complete game, 1 shutout, a 3.5 WAR. ERA is a little bit on the north side, but it's under 4, so that's fine. WHIP is in a fine place too. He also did have 7 hits, including a triple and an RBI. I'd say he's worth every penny in that contract. $10 million is his last year. It's his only year in the deal. So a prove-it contract, he'll probably get something smaller than that, but not much smaller because of his age. And he's happy, so am I. Rick Porcello, I would say, so he's probably got about 3 more years in him. In those 3 years, I don't think he'll be able to get... Well, maybe. He only needs 33 wins. If he gets 11 wins each year, that would put... Rick Porcello has an outside chance at making the Hall of Fame on his last chance, I'd say. Like, if he pitches 3 more years. If he pitches 4 to 5, I think he can really kind of not solidify his case. He'll definitely make it to the Hall of Very Good, that non-existent, place. But because he can surpass 200 wins. He's got a very realistic chance at surpassing 200 wins at this rate. Strikeouts wise, he also has a very realistic chance of surpassing 2,000 strikeouts. 200 wins and 2,000 strikeouts is not an easy feat. You don't see any everyday starter doing that. Definitely Hall of Very Good material. And like I said, depending on how many more years he pitches, if he only stops if he retires after 3 more years, if he can still go at this pace for 3 more, I think he has an outside chance on his last couple of ballots. I don't think he'll get voted off on his first ballot necessarily. I think it's a very long shot, but I don't think you can write him off. What's his career WAR? Only 33.2. So I mean, he had, that 26. The fact that he's got 2 rings and a Cy Young under his belt really help him. So we'll see. I would not bank on it by any means, but it's not it's not the most crazy of possibilities. Steven Matz, 28 years old, B potential, 71 overall. His potential actually went down, but his overall went up. So he's not silver, but I think he can get there. Pretty meh year. 47 appearances out of the pen, a win, 2 losses, 6 saves, 6 holds, 83 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 91, a 4.0 average even, and 1.33 WHIP. Good for WAR of 1.0, including an RBI hit. $5 million deal. Yeah, he's worth the money. Last year on his deal, he's ecstatic. So am I. Cool. Now to the starters. David Peterson. The rest of the starters. David Peterson. I don't remember at what point in the year I called up David Peterson, but at 24 years old with A potential, he's already up to 79 overall. He will go gold for sure. He'll probably go diamond almost certainly as well. His attributes, he needs to progress a lot more. Everything he's well rounded, but not in a crazy sense. He had an incredible year since the call up though. Probably if he's eligible for Rookie of the Year, I'd say he gets it. 14 starts, went 11-2, 105 2/3 innings pitched. 125 strikeouts, a 2.30 ERA, and a 1.03 WHIP. He's not going to be Cy Young eligible, but if he were, my goodness. 12 quality starts, 3 complete games, 2 shutouts. 12 quality starts out of 14 starts is insane. Good for a WAR of 3.0. 5 hits, 2 RBIs. And a very team-friendly deal that has him under the New York Mets umbrella until 2026. He will not hit arbitration until 2023. He's satisfied. He's going to be a force on this team for a while. Seth Lugo. God, he should not be a starter. It's kind of bullshit, but whatever. At 30 years old, he's got A potential. He's 87 overall, so he's diamond. He's going to progress a little bit more. He'll probably get into the 90s. Great break, solid velo, everything. This is well-rounded. Nothing crazy standout other than the break and the Ks per 9, but also nothing really lacking. And he had a very good year. Not insane, but very good. 33 starts, he went 21-4. That's a little bit of the insane part there. 196 innings pitched. He struck out 256. That's also pretty damn good. 3.35 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. Those are fine. 20 quality starts. Worth a WAR of 5.0. 7 hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Worth every penny on a $2 million deal. He's worth every penny from this year and whatever he makes in arbitration combined this year. But whatever. He's got 1 more year arbitration. He's angry, though. He should be 91 overall. He wants to be an ace. You're not going to be an... I'm sorry, but nobody is going to be an ace on a team that has Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in baseball. Period. I can understand wanting more money and wanting better coaching, though. So he should be 91 overall already. Marcus Stroman. Interesting one for me, Marcus Stroman. 28 years old, B potential, 85 overall. So he's diamond. He got back into the diamond club. And he can progress more, so he'll go higher. I don't know if he'll get into the 90s, but he'll get into the high 80s. Good velo and break, and the rest is kind of well-rounded. Better than Peterson, but not as good as Lugo when it comes to well-roundedness. He had a solid year. You know, not terrible, not bad, not great. 30 starts, he went 16-5, 205 and 2/3 innings pitched, struck out 201. You know, he didn't return to his Toronto form from like 2017. But still, 3.85 ERA, a little on the north side, but the 1.15 WHIP is definitely in a good spot. 18 quality starts, 6 complete games, 5 shutouts, 3.9 pitching WAR, 6 hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. He's worth $12 million. He's a free agent, so he can walk if he wants to, but he's worth every penny on that contract. He's happy, so are we. Here's your Cy Young, and a good chance of being NL MVP. I don't think he deserves NL MVP, and I'll explain why later, but here's your Cy Young for sure. Jacob deGrom, 31 years old, A potential, 99 overall. He can't go any higher. He didn't even progress because he started at 99. Everything is just in a great spot. And the only things that weren't his walks and his home runs per 9. His home runs per 9 was under 70. He got that up 5, and it's up 70 to 74 now. Jacob deGrom is insanely good. And he can hit. He can swing the bat a little bit. This is one of the greatest pitching seasons you'll ever see. 33 starts for deGrom. He went 23-4. 256 and 2/3 innings pitched is a career high. 325 strikeouts. That's 70 more than his last year, and just under like 50 more, or just over 50 more. I don't know. I'm not going to do that math in my head. Than his 2018 Cy Young year. A 1.96 ERA is lower than last year. A 0.92 WHIP is lower than last year. Just not as 2018 Cy Young year, but he also pitched almost 40 more innings. He pitched 39 2/3 more innings, and almost had a WHIP as low as 2018 and an ERA just above 2018. 26 quality starts, but here's the difference. He had his most complete games he ever threw in a year was 1. 1 in 16, 1 in 17, 1 in 18. None last year. He had 16 this year. 13 shutouts. He had only thrown 1 shutout in his entire career before this. He had 13 this year. A 9.3 pitching WAR. While we're here, he also had 18 hits, 2 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. It's just insane. Think about this. In 257 innings, practically, he only gave up 56 earned runs. 56. 188 hits. This is insane. This is insanely good. At this pace, Jacob deGrom is going to make the Hall of Fame, no doubt. He's already at 15,000. 15,000. My God, 1,500 strikeouts. He's only, he's a little on the old side. He's a late peaker, but if he Justin Verlanders it or whatever, then he's a Hall of Fame bound for sure. Unbelievable year for DeGrom. A three-peat in the Cy Young, no doubt. Absolutely worth every penny on that contract for the rest of its entirety. So he's got 3 more years on the Mets. He's going to be a force on the Mets for the time to come. And he's happy, too. That's the thing. He's happy. Nothing upset. Unbelievable, Jacob DeGrom. But he might not be the MVP. And I don't think he deserves MVP because as good as this year was, having more wins than his last 2 Cy Young seasons. But this is because the Mets bullpen will blow a lot of his games. Because notice how his losses aren't that high. And as high as his strikeouts are, 325, which is ungodly. And the fact that he had a sub-2 ERA and a sub-1 whip. He still had... The strikeouts is a huge thing, but he had a lower ERA and a lower whip in 2018. And yeah, the complete game shutouts are a huge thing too. And the WAR is definitely a huge thing. That's got to be one of the highest pitching WARs ever. But I don't think it's because his 2018 WAR was not that much lower. It was only 1.1 lower. That's still a big deal, 1.1, but like the fact he didn't get MVP in 2018 or 2019. So I don't think he should get MVP this year. And again, I'll explain why as we go deeper. Position players. Todd Frazier. 34 years old, C potential. He's back on the Mets. Can still hit for power against lefties, but that's all he's really got going left for him. Not the worst fielder. He just can't, for a third baseman, he doesn't have an arm. Todd Father, bench player, and like a just back up everything. Pinch hitter. He only had 37 appearances, 37 games, 32 hits, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 244 average, 700 OPS. Good for WAR .8. Worth the money, sure, why not? He's happy, so are we. Let me check something really quick. My PlayStation's not gonna fuck you later. Okay. Jeff McNeil. Gotta message someone back on Facebook because I don't know why they're not getting on yet. Okay. Jeff McNeil, I feel terrible for. I absolutely wanted to use Jeff McNeil, but the one position I needed filled, he could not play. I couldn't start him over Cano, and then by the time I could think about it, I couldn't bring myself to. 27 years old, be potential 84 overall. He's gold, and he should. I guarantee you, he'd be a diamond if he was even platooning, let alone starting. He can play first, second, third, left, or right. In a future run, I might try to trade for him, because I feel bad that I barely used him. Great contact hitter, a little bit of power against righties. I'm sure that would develop more if he played. Vision, discipline, and clutch are all in good spots. He's a solid fielder at that with a little tick of speed. 118 games with 310 at bats. That's it, for someone of his caliber. 12 home runs, 31 RBIs. He made the most of what he had, though. 5 stolen bags, 300 average, 838 OPS. Good for a WAR 3.4 still. Worth every penny on that deal. And we've got 3 more years arbitration for him. He's going to be a force on this team, but he's angry. He wants to be a star, and he's on the bench. He wants to be making over $1 million. He's making half. That's negative 36 right there. Negative 5 more to get it to negative 41, but then it goes to negative 31 because of those 2 5s. He should be 88 overall, but he's 84 overall. He should be a star, but he's benched. That's fucking insane, and I had no choice, really. Ahmed Rosario, 24 years old, a former top prospect, A potential, 81 overall. He's second, third short baseman. Short baseman. Great progression for him. He's gold, and he's going to go diamond. Good to great fielder, great speed. His hitting is what needs to be improved the most. His contact against lefties is already there, but the rest needs to improve. I don't remember when I called him up, and he was a platoon when there was a lefty on the hill. Or did he not? Did he platoon? Yeah, because I would put Jimenez to the bench, Rosario at short, Cespedes in the outfield, Nimmo on the bench against lefties. So he only had 65 games, 199 at bats, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, 5 stolen bags, 307 average, 854 OPS. Not a lot of playing time, but still a 1.9 WAR, so that's good for him. Got him for 2 more years arbitration. He could be a force on this team if we can extend him and get him to play more. 81 overall, he's satisfied. Wilson Ramos, 32 years old, see potential. He got up to 81 overall. He's gold. Not a right in the for fielding catcher, but a good hitting catcher. Great clutch, solid vision, and good-ish discipline. Um, a little bit of contact against righties. Can hit lefties, especially for contact. Nothing too crazy. I platooned him. 91 games, 290 at bats, 94 hits, 17 home runs, 56 RBIs, a 324 average, 935 OPS. Behind the dish, a WAR of 3.5. I mean, hell, he's been around since 2010, so that's cool. He got himself a ring. That's nice. 9.5 million. He's worth it. Last year was deal. He's happy. So are we. Yoenis Cespedes. I wish I kind of used him more too, but I didn't really have a choice. 33 years old, B potential, 79 overall. So Cespedes silver. I don't think he's going to crack into gold. I think he's going to about start to hit his decline. Can still field a solid chunk. Still got a good arm. Can still hit a little bit too. Like solid contact both ways. A little bit of power against righties. More power against lefties. Overall, just not bad. Like very rounded. Comeback. I think he's comeback player of the year actually. He only played 102 games, so he missed 60 games still. 318 at bats, 93 hits, 27 home runs though, which is actually his third highest. And he barely played. Like imagine if he played as much as he did in 2015. You know, he probably would have had a career high. 69 RBIs, a 292 average, an OPS above 1 at 1.019. Good for a WAR of 3.4. Last year was deal. I don't think he was worth that kind of money. Maybe if he played every day, he would have been, but it is what it is. He's satisfied though. If he were an everyday player, and if we had anyone from Cuba on the team, he probably would have been gold. Or if we had better coaching, that's cool. Robinson Chirinos, 35 years old, B potential, 77 overall. Again, like just not really a good fielding catcher like Ramos either, and he's declining. That's the thing. Has a little bit of power against righties and lefties still, even though those both declined. Platooned him with Ramos. And again, not a bad time. 19 home runs, 57 RBIs, 92 hits. 264 average, 810 OPS. Good for a WAR behind the dish, 2.9. 6.8 million. So between my two platooning catchers, they were like if you were to combine Ramos and Chirinos into one, their stats, their pay, all that, they would have been worth it. So that's fine. He's happy, so are we. Brandon, now we get to the stars. Brandon Nimmo, 27 years old, B potential. He's up to 80 overall, so he's gold. He's got a chance to go diamond, I think. Solid fielder, solid speed. It's his hitting against lefties that's dragging him down right now. He's got a platoon still because he can't hit lefties. 49-48 is not good. 85-81 against righties is huge. His power went from 74 to 81. That's huge. And then the contact was already there. So he's got it against righties. He had a career year. He had an incredible year. Still missed 28 games, but 512 at bats. 157 hits, 37 home runs, 83 RBIs, 5 stolen bags, 307 average, an OPS above 1 at 1.017. Good for a WAR of 6.4 out there in center field. Worth every penny on that contract for damn sure. One more year of arbitration. He's satisfied. Andres Gimenez, probably the biggest surprise to me. I wanted to initially replace him at the start of the year. But at 21 years old and B potential, he got us over up to 73, so he's not even silver yet. But he will go silver, and I think he's got a chance of going gold. Good fielder, solid speed. His hitting started to progress, especially the +7 for power against righties. 55 isn't anything to brag about, but +7 is. +8 against lefties too. Like 29 was terrible, but 37 +8 is pretty good. He's not gonna be anything crazy, but he could get pretty good. He had a good year. Nothing to write home about. He's not gonna win Rookie of the Year, but 110 hits, 18 home runs, 71 RBIs. 246 average is the one thing that stands out. It's a little bit low. 781 OPS, but he wasn't bad. I'm glad I stuck with him. 1.9 WAR. Good for him. He's going to be on the team until 2025, and he's going to be a solid piece. Nice little solid piece. He's happy. Robinson Cano. I'm going to ignore the fact that he got busted for PEDs twice when I talk about Cano for a second. Because I'm going to say right now, you get busted for steroids twice. He's not going anywhere. Unless the Hall of Fame starts opening up their leniency on steroids, which I think they should. I hope they do. But then where do you draw the line is the question now. So, because I think a guy like Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I think a guy, as much as I don't really like him, I think a guy like Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Where do you draw that line, though? They were part of the steroid era. The steroid era is gone. The testing has gone up. All this other stuff. So a guy who gets caught twice in the modern era, should he still be allowed in if he was an all-time, if he was a great player? I don't know. But again, we'll put that to the side for a minute. Pretend that Robinson Cano has never used any sort of PED in his life, never got caught for anything. He's 100% clean from the day he stepped foot in the league to the day he retires for the entirety of his life. He's 37 years old. He's still got A potential. He's only down to 77 overall, so he's still silver. He can still hit for good contact against righties. He went down 13 in that department from 97 to 84, but 84 is still good. Contact against lefties went down from 70 to 61. Power against righties took the biggest hit, went from 82 to 57. I'm sorry, not 82, 72 to 57. And the power against lefties went down 8 from 70 to 62. So he's not bad still of a hitter. Vision went down 12 from 79 to 67, so that's still not bad. The discipline took a huge hit. It went from 50 to 38. The clutch took a huge hit. It went from 75 to 60. Bunting, nobody gives a shit about. His durability went down 16, so that was at 92. And his fielding took a solid hit, too. His fielding went from 67, which was acceptable, to 51, which is... His arm went from a 92 to 76. His arm accuracy, like everything went down double digits, almost. But he had an incredible year for a guy his age who's been around this long, and with his decline, he's got 2 rings now. And he's yeah, let's take a look at it. 161 hits, 30 home runs, his most since 2016. His most in a Mets uniform. 99 RBIs, his most since 2016. 5 stolen bags. 328 average. His highest ever since 2006, when he first broke into the league. An OPS of 962. His highest. Good for a WAR at second base of 3.5. Looking at his stats, again, PEDs aside. If he were to retire now, 2 rings, one on both New York teams. He's 37, 15-year career. He's been around since 05. If he were to retire now, couple hundred shot, 269 nice hits shy of 3,000, which I don't see him getting. He would have to play till he's probably 40. 354 home runs. That's a solid number to be at. He's not going to get to 400, not even if he played till he's 40. 1,371 RBIs, again, a very solid number. He will not get to 1,500, even if he played till he's 40. Well, maybe he can get 130 in 3 years, depending on how he plays. But he'd have to play 3 more years is the thing. His career average is above 300. That's a great spot to be in. That will decline if he plays 3 more years. Career on-base percentage at 355 is good. Career slugging just under 500 is great. Career OPS above 800 is great. And a career WAR at 78.3. There's the unwritten Hall of Fame threshold of about 70 WAR. If you amass 70 WAR, chances are your shit is good enough that you are going to make it to the Hall of Fame. Robinson Cano is, PEDs aside, a Hall of Famer if he retires right now. 2 World Series rings. Was he Rookie of the Year in 05? Was he eligible? Not 05, 06. Because he did play full season in 05. I don't think he won Rookie of the Year in 05. I don't know. I'd have to look. But either way, he never won any awards, I don't think. Like, no MVP, no Rookie of the Year, nothing. But all around, a Hall of Famer if you take out the PEDs. A career 300 hitter with 350 home runs, 1,300 RBIs, and a couple, just, like 2 seasons shy of 3,000 hits. Or just under 2 hits, or over 2 seasons shy. Yeah, he would make the Hall of Fame with his career. His contract goes for 3 more years. Holy shit. This year, with his stat line, 30 home runs, just under 100 RBI. I think he had 99. Yeah, 30 home runs. That is the stat line of somebody who makes $24 million. So he's worth $24 million this year. He is not going to be worth $24 million next year. He's not going to be worth $24 million in 2022, let alone 2023. I would absolutely see him retiring before this contract ends, or being traded as a salary dump, because there's no way he's going to be nowhere near as this good for that many more years. But if he played out the remainder of his contract, he's absolutely going to get 3,000 hits. at a cost of his average, and probably his WAR might even go down. But he's worth the money. He's ecstatic. So are we. Okay, Dominic Smith. Dom Smith, 87 overall at A potential, 24 years old. He's diamond. He'll go into the 90s and become among the elite. His fielding is holding him back. His hitting against righties is top tier, 99-88. He can handle lefties, 68-70. Vision, discipline, and clutch are all in good spots. He's going to develop quite well. He had an incredible MVP caliber year here. 187 hits, 48 home runs, 120 RBIs, 337 average, a 1.071 OPS. Good for WAR in left field, a 7.1. Dom Smith, that's an MVP year right there, man. He's got 3 more years arbitration. He's going to be a force on this team for those 3 years. He's unhappy, though. He wants more money. He wants better coaching. He wishes he were closer to Cali. And he thinks he's playing below all-star level for some reason. He probably didn't make the all-star team, which is bullshit. He should be 89 overall. That's an MVP caliber year. J.D. Davis. Kind of an interesting one here, J.D. Davis. 26 years old, with B potential is up to 83 overall. He's only gold. I thought for sure he'd go diamond. Okay fielder, good arm. He's quite well-rounded. Good contact going both ways. Good power against righties. Decent. Solid progression there. Power against lefties is meh, but whatever. Vision, discipline, clutch are all in okay spots. He had an MVP year. 177 hits, 43 home runs, 112 RBIs, 303 average, 946 OPS, 7.1 WAR. Worth every penny on that contract. He's going to be a force for 3 more years on arbitration on this team. He's satisfied, so are we. I'm going to do Pete Alonso next. Pete Alonso, 25 years old, A potential, 90 overall. He's diamond. He's among the elite. His fielding's not the worst for someone who's mainly a hitter. Plus 13 in contact against righties, going from 54 to 67 is huge. Plus 6 in the contact against lefties, go to 51, 57. Power against righties and lefties is 99. He'll take you deep no matter what. His vision went up 7, which is unfortunate that it went up 7 and it's only at 44. But his discipline is incredible, and his clutch went up 3. Pete Alonso is a great hitter, MVP caliber year, better than his Rookie of the Year campaign last year. It's hard to be better than that. He still was. 169 hits. And the only issue is he had less at-bats. He missed 1 game last year. He missed 18 this year. 160. He had more hits. 50. He had more home runs, more RBIs, more walks, less strikeouts, a lot less strikeouts, more stolen bases, a much higher average. Everything was better. Pete Alonso just got better. Simple as that. 56 home runs, 136 RBIs. In 2 years, he put up 109 home runs, 256 RBIs, 324 hits. This is a Hall of Fame pace. He's not going to be able to maintain it, but this is a Hall of Fame pace. Absolutely. You figure if he goes 10 more years of 40 to 50 home runs for the most part, that's a Hall of Fame pace. Again, I doubt it's maintainable for him, but it's a Hall of Fame pace. 2 years at this level, absolutely Hall of Fame pace. OPS of 1.102, good for a WAR at first base of 8.9. Put up 14.1 WAR in 2 years. A lot of guys don't do that. That's Hall of Fame pace. That's all I can say. Like it's 2 years. You cannot at all say he's Hall of Fame bound. But if this pace were somehow maintainable for at least the majority of the next 10 years, he's Hall of Fame bound. 3 more years of arbitration. He's going to be a force on this Mets team. They need to extend him now. He's satisfied, but it's only because he's a star. He needs more money, and he absolutely does. But if we're talking just Michael Conforto's winning the MVP. This is the greatest season I've had with anyone offensively so far. 27 years old, Conforto at A potential is 94 overall. He got to diamond. He got to among the elite. At 27 with A potential, he's going to probably progress more. He had incredible progression this year at that too. Not just your average ordinary progression, plus 6s and 7s, whatever. He's going to annihilate pitching no matter what. He's one of the best hitters in the game right now. Contact both ways, power both ways. Plus 14 in the power against righties from 70 to 84. Plus 13 in the power against lefties from 78 to 91. He's a left-handed hitter that will take lefties deep. That is such a camaraderie. And just, again, the fact that he can hit both-handed pitching so damn well. Vision, discipline, and clutch are all in solid spots too, and those are going to get better. And his fielding's not bad. He is absolutely incredible, and this is why he's going to win the MVP. Because he only missed 9 games. He got over 200 hits. 202 hits. Broke the single-season home run record. Previously set at 73 by Barry Bonds in 2001, now held by Michael Conforto in 2020 with 76 home runs, 164 RBIs, a 354 average, a Triple Crown threat for sure. Absolutely led the league in home runs. A 1.263 OPS. 1.2. That's insane. Worth a WAR in right field of 11. Unheard of. God, he is worth so much more money than $8 million. He's a free agent. He's going to be so sought after. It is going to be ridiculous. I shudder to think if this happened in real life, how much money he would make in the offseason. And he's happy, so am I. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with Pete Alonso, and we're going to see if I cracked the home run record set by an individual team in a single season. 56 for Alonso, 4 for Todd Frazier, 12 for McNeil, 5 for Rosario, 17 for Ramos, 27 for Cespedes, 19 for Chirinos, 37 for Nimmo, 18 for Jimenez, 30 for Cano, 48 for Dom Smith, 43 for J.D. Davis, 76 for Conforto, 392 home runs. I'm going to start a party because I just have Conforto for MVP, DeGrom for Cy Young. Postseason World Series, probably Alonso or Conforto. We'll see. But Michael Conforto, the best offensive season I've had. I didn't realize you were online. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking to Ashton. Yeah. Well, one of you, appears offline for almost 11 months now. The other one has just signed online, so I made a party because I thought, oh, no one's on. I'm not going to make a party. Des told me she was going to get on. I'll make a party now that she's on. And I see Ashton join. It's a nice pleasant.
That's me.
It's a nice pleasant surprise.
I sent a message in the group asking if anyone was on.
I keep the group on silent. I only see it if I'm tagged. Yeah, I just saw it now. I'm sorry. I would have started the party earlier.
I was making food.
What the hell did you make?
I made mac and cheese, but it's jalapeno mac and cheese.
Hell yeah.
And then it took you an hour to make.
Well, I had to do dishes, because
You messaged me at 12:14, said, alright, I'm gonna make food, then I'll be on.
Reed, I've been sad. I haven't touched dishes in a while. God. I have no silverware. Like, legitimately no silverware. Except for chopsticks, because those are super easy to clean.
Oh, super fucking easy.
Oh, yeah.
You just rub them with a cloth.
Exactly. It's fucking great. So I had one pair of chopsticks. In my household, I actually have 2, but, like, the other one I didn't clean. No forks, no spoons. The single knife that I have that I enjoy, cutting butter with, and I know that's a very weird thing to say, but hear me out. It's sharper than everything else.
No, so. I'm completely with you. I bought a cleaver and, refused to cut with anything else.
Oh, that sounds nice. I wish I had a cleaver.
I named her Cleverly. Right. No, but you can get a good look and see if there are any Asian
3P.
Any Asian markets near you, and you can find typically a good cleaver for $20.
Well, the Asian markets are 30 to 40 minutes away. So when I eventually do make my trip out there, because there is some stuff that I need from the market, I'll add that to my list.
I'm telling you, it changes your life.
You know what did change my life today, though?
Renee.
My Doc Martens.
God, I was gonna say, she changed my life too when she came to mine.
Renee's a fucking bitch, okay? She doesn't know how to answer a goddamn phone. Arguably the easiest job in all of Target.
The irony here is, oh my god, wow, what are the chances of that? The irony here is, as much as I love this girl, she's the love of my life, we basically have the same thoughts about her. Even though we're talking about 2 different Renees.
But,
Love that for
So,
you.
here's the thing about the Doc Martens. Barely worn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no mold of her foot.
Oh.
So, like, I still have to go through
Sorry.
the... I still have to, like...
The making.
Exactly. And I've been... Honestly, when I was reading up on Doc Martens, I was like, you know what? I do want to get the full punk experience, and I do want to break them in, like, genuinely. So I'm actually going to be able to do that. Here's the less great thing. Apparently I'm a 7.5 on Docs.
Mm.
But that's okay, because that just means that I can stuff the toes.
5.
Oh!
Sad news
Thrilled.
for me today. My boot came, so I have some, like, Doc Marten knockoffs that I got from Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And, the